Yes, and welcome to another latest podcast. Fresh New Look is your boy Fresh.
And it's your boy Judge, big up 219.
Yes, sir, 219. Yo, Judge.
Yes,
how you like that new thing I got right in front of you, next to you?
What new thing?
You know, that
yo, nigga,
thing
don't
that's
ever
dripping
put
right
me
next
inside
to you.
Giants
You know,
fucking...
in New York.
I don't know what this shit is, man. Don't put this shit behind me again, bro.
You like it, right?
You
don't like it?
Disrespected right now.
I thought about you, man. You know what I mean? I was just trying to make you go to the next one. But anyway,
green, nigga.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, we got a special guest tonight.
Special.
This guy's well renowned. He been in the industry about how many years now? About over 15?
Something like that.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Long time, man. Veteran in the game. You know, you may know him from doing body paint for a lot of the vixens in the industry, including putting out these fly t-shirts.
And that shit is hard.
Yeah, yes, I gotta post it. I appreciate this shirt. I like it.
Yes,
you ain't getting it back too.
You know.
Yes. If you don't know him, and I'm gonna let you know him right now, give a shout out to my boy Ed the Artist. Thank you, Ed. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yo, yeah, anytime, man. So tell us a little bit about yourself, man. How everything you became in the industry, like into becoming who you are as today.
Where you want me to start? You want me to start early?
I mean, you can start off where you originally from.
I'm from DC, Maryland, Virginia, DMV as we call it.
The DMV.
You know, I grew up I was always an artist. I was always artistic in school and stuff. You know, my later years, like around high school, around my 10th, 11th grade year, we had a trend in DC with hand-painted t-shirts, glitter shirts, you know, with teams on the caps and stuff. And, you know, I saw it and I liked it because it was art, you know, and everybody was rocking it, you know, and I started rocking it myself. You know, and one day I guess I was at my homeboy house and he had some of the stuff at his house, and he also like was doing it himself. Like he got the paints and he started doodling on hats and shirts himself. So he actually gave me a bottle to practice with. So after he gave me that bottle, I did it on a couple hats, and you know I got addicted to it. So you know. Started doing it, you know.
Did you get paid in the beginning when you was doing the hats? You was selling them?
I mean, I would say I would go to school and wear mine that I did for myself, and then other people would have their team hats, and I would add like highlights to their hats, like paint. I would add paint to their hats. They give me like $5 for a design or something.
That's something, man.
That was my first high school, you know.
Okay.
And then like you know, I ended up moving. And I ended up going to my second high school. I was fresh there. I really didn't know anybody. I kind of started fresh, and you know, I did good in school, and I kept my craft. I pretty much started off with doing custom headbands for people with their names and stuff like that. And then my homeboy, his name is Raymond. He's from New York. He's from the Bronx. He actually wanted me to make a shirt for him, an actual t-shirt for him. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
He wanted me to make a shirt for him. It said the Bronx on the front of the shirt in silver glitter. So I wanted to get it. I got like a $2 t-shirt, and I did silver glitter on it, and I gave it to him. And from that one t-shirt, I charged him like $10 for the t-shirt. But from that one t-shirt to doing like one t-shirt a week to one t-shirt a day to like 5 to 10 t-shirts a day.
Wow.
So, you know, I started doing stuff for like a lot of people in school. I was also like very active with like extracurricular activities. Like I was running track. I tried out for this little Asian assembly thing. You know, when you were in school, you had those African American assembly and stuff like that. You know, I'm half Korean, so I wanted to, you know, embrace my culture. So I actually and I wanted to be more part of activities in the school and get to know people more. So I tried out for the Asian assembly. I remember being in it, you know, we had over 2,000 kids in our school, so in the auditorium we had a bunch of kids. It was filled up. You know, it was like a concert. So I remember doing the Asian assembly, and the first thing I did was there was like a Asian fashion show where all the countries came out one by one, like in a pair, like girl, guy, girl, guy. And all the countries came out, and my country, Korea, was last. I came out with a girl last. Before me though, everybody came out and they were kind of, you know, like they weren't that loud. They weren't clapping too much. But as soon as I came out, the whole auditorium said my name, was clapping and screaming. Like,
Okay.
at that point, I knew that I had made an impact and I actually had something
You
with
knew
my,
you had something special.
yeah, with my art. So I stuck with it, you know, and I kept doing it. And I had the whole school rocking my stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
So,
How did you get into the scheme?
okay, so
Open.
I stuck with it. I graduated high school and I ended up going to community college. When I was in community college, you know, I stuck with this custom shirts. I started doing shirts like for stores, little urban stores and stuff, and then I actually started doing it like selling it to, you know, people in my college, community college. And community college, I ended up getting cool with like people that did fashion shows in different colleges, like Howard University, Bowie State University, my college. So what happened was I would go to the school, the coordinator of these fashion shows. I would link with them and we'll coordinate basically me doing a scene in the fashion show.
Okay.
So I make pieces for a whole scene where every model wearing it, coming out, and you know, having my very own scene in the show. Did that at all these schools, and every time I did it, at the end of the show, the models would buy my stuff up. Like, my stuff would just sell out. Like,
No,
you know,
selling clothes in school.
yeah. So like, if I had like, I'd make like $500 in like 2 minutes. You know, on my clothes. You know.
You knew you had something.
Yeah. So the further after that. While I was going to PG Community College, I was working at UPS, and I was like a supervisor. You know, I worked there for about 3 years. And around that time, I used to go to my homeboy's office. Homeboy Justice. Homeboy Justice was the CEO of this mixtape thing called Street Wars.
Yeah, I
I don't
remember
know if you remember
that.
Pink Color Street Wars.
Yeah.
So he had an office and he'd do all the printing of the labeling of the mixtapes and all that. And I'll go in there and kick it with him, you know, and he had a lot of relationships, and he knew I did clothes, so he always used to introduce me to people. And he also like was a hustler too, so he'd be out selling CDs and clothes and everything. He just was an all around hustler. He taught me how to hustle, you know. And I remember I started going around into malls and stores, and I started seeing this colorful paint splatter clothing line, and it said Mesquite. I was like, what is this? And people told me that it was this one dude that went to Howard University that was painting all these shirts. And I was like, wow, he's selling these shirts for like $70, and it's just one dude doing all this. Like, where have I been, you know?
And you was selling yours for how much?
20,
and he was doing $70.
Yeah, and I'm thinking this is a one-man team. But later I found my best friend Nugget. He actually did some research. He's a researcher. He actually works for the FDA now, but you know, he always researched things, and he showed me that Mesquite was a full-blown business. Like they had you know, over like 50 employees and stuff like that. Like the guy that they were talking about that painted all the shirts, he was actually the COO of the company.
Wow.
And he's the one that had all the relationships that had all the celebrities wearing Mesquite.
How old was you at that time?
How old was he? Me.
Both of y'all same age?
No, he's older than me. He's like 50 now.
Okay.
But he was actually roommates with AJ from 106 in Park.
Wow.
You know, and he went to school with Diddy. He was cool with Diddy too. But basically, he showed me the website, mesquineoriginals.com. And basically, you could apply for a job and be an artist there. And my best friend, he printed out all the stuff. And it was like 20 pages. I never filled it out. so like I said, I used to go back and forth I used to go kick it with my homeboy Justice at Street Wars office. And I told him about this clothing line. I was like, man, this is a clothing line I was trying to get a job with them. You know, he had to fill out 20 pages. And he was like, oh no, that's not even a problem, man. Like I know the owner. You know, matter of fact, the barber downstairs, Dan, he's like best friends with the owner. So I went to talk to Dan downstairs. I was pretty cool with Dan too, because I would always walk through the barber shop to get upstairs, and Dan was cool. So I talked to Dan and I was like, man, I'm trying to get a job, you know, in Mesquite, man. You know, can you help me? He's like, oh man, here, take the owner's card. His name is Kenya. He to call them and tell them I sent you. Called them. I met up with the owner a week after that, and I brought a little Polaroid portfolio with me with all Polaroid pictures of people wearing my clothes. Saw my work. He was like, "You want a job? You got it." So I was like, "Well, can I work in DC?" He was like, "Absolutely not."
So why you said that?
Well, because it's like real. It was kind of, Mesquite is kind of like top secret. It's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory almost. It's like,
Okay.
it's a factory, and you had a bunch of artists in there painting these shirts, and they had different ways of painting the shirts, boarding the shirts, prepping the shirts, everything. It just a whole. They had a whole blueprint,
Okay.
and to make it mass production, and do it in the quantity they were doing. When Mesquite was booming, we were producing anywhere from 6,000 to 7,000 shirts a week. So.
You think you were the dopest artist there?
Yeah, I was one of the dopest artists.
One of the dopest?
Yeah. I could say I was one of the dopest artists there, yeah.
So how long you was working for Mesquite for?
Let me say this. It's more to the story because Mesquite actually split up. Mesquite got so big, they did a partnership with these guys that owned a store called Dr. Denim.
Dr. what?
Dr. Denim.
Denim. Okay.
Dr. Denim and USA Boutique. They had that out here too. They had it underground in a couple months. Yeah.
Or was it underground?
Yeah, they had one in underground, yep, outside of underground. But pretty much what happened was, like, he told me that I had a job. I was in college. So I pretty much told him I had to finish off my semester in school and then I could move out there in the summer. So I told him, spring break, can I come out there and check out the company? He said, sure. So I went out there and I saw the internal process of Mesquite. I was like, wow, this looks crazy. I was overwhelmed, like mind blown, like how the process in there was, like how they had all the whole place set up. And I filled out the application, they gave me the job. And pretty much when summer came, the day before I moved to Philly, because I had found an apartment and everything out there. The day before I moved, they had the owners had an art show, the Mesquite owners had an art show in DC. They told me to come through. I got there and they had all these canvases and it didn't say Mesquite, it said Mizan on it. So I was like, oh, what is this? What is this? The owners came and was like, we have this brand new clothing line we came up with, we are a part of now. So I was excited because I didn't know what was going on. Then I moved there, I started working for Mizan instead of Mesquite. Come to find out, the guys they partnered with, the original owners of Mesquite are Muslim. The guys they partnered with were Israeli, they're Jewish. So there's already conflict in itself, but they ended up splitting because of something happened. Allegedly, like, either the Israelis stole the company or the Israelis said that the Muslims were embezzling money. But I had a relationship with Kenya, he was the original owner, so I stuck with them. And I worked with them for like a year. And I was like I was really the last artist that got laid off there. I stood out of 30 artists, I was the last person that survived there. So and I learned a lot. But when I got laid off, I was out of work for like 5 weeks, and I was ready to move back to DC. But then like this girl that used to work with me at Mizan, she hit me up one day. Was like, hey, Mesquite is the other side of the other, or the ones that took over the company. She said they were hiring. So I called up my boy Kenya, the original owner of Mesquite. I was like, how do you feel about me working for Mesquite, man? Like, just because he's the one that gave me the opportunity, it's not, go ahead, I'm not a fan. Nah, do your thing, man. This is your future, man. Go ahead. So I got the pass from him, I just, out of respect.
Exactly. A lot of people don't do that nowadays. They just...
undercut you.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I went over there and got a job on the spot, and I worked for them for like 8 years, 7 years.
You worked for them 8 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And that's how I ended up working for them. I ended up like, perfecting the craft and learning different styles of art. Started traveling, going to in-stores, building relationships, started going to clothing trade shows, started traveling to Atlanta, and building relationships with rappers and music video directors and industry people. And that's how pretty much I got my start in the industry,
So how do you transit into body painting?
Okay, so body paint.
Every guy wants to know that because they jealous.
All right, cool. So Mesquite is an abstract styles, like styles on shirts, like color blocking and different graffiti-ish styles on shirts. We used to do exclusive in stores with retailers that sold our clothes, Mesquite clothing. So we would set up like 3 or 4 exclusive pop-up shop. We would call them pop-ups now.
Yeah.
We basically where we would go to the store and the store will promote that Mesquite is coming to the store to customize shirts live as long as you buy a shirt. So we used to do that special occasions. So there's this one store in Nashville that was doing a 1-year anniversary for store opening, and we did that. It was me and 2 other artists. We went there and did the in-store, but for the after party at the club, they wanted us to body paint. So one of us 3 already knew how to body paint. Me and my other boy didn't know how to body paint, so we kind of followed along after my one boy, and like it was easy. Like I loved it. You know, all we did was pretty much put a T-shirt, made a girl look like she had a T-shirt on with little abstract highlights, Mesquite details. You know.
And you was freestyling?
Just freestyling with latex paint.
Latex.
All latex paint. So
Which the latex ain't good, right?
Latex is not good?
no, it's not good at all. I didn't find that out till later when girls was painting on me.
What?
Yeah.
Why you say they was faking?
You know, with latex, you know your body has pores.
Mm-hmm.
Your body has pores and it lets out toxins. Now, if you cover latex covers your skin. If you cover your whole body with latex completely, you're trapping the toxins in your body. You're poisoning your body. That's.
Okay.
So you had to transition to something else.
So what made you?
I got you. I'll get to that.
What was the? Okay, keep on.
Okay, so from that experience of me doing that, you know, that first body paint, I painted like 2 girls and they painted like 1 girl apiece. I ended up doing 2 girls. We brought the girls out into the club, into the crowd, because we did them in private. We brought them out to the crowd and like everybody in the club went crazy over the girls. So I was like, maybe I should start doing. In the back of my mind, I was like, maybe I should start doing this on the side. So I lived in Philly. I would go to DC, commute to DC every weekend because that's where I'm from. And I still partied. I was still young, so I still went to the clubs and stuff. But I started like trying to do body paint in the clubs.
Okay.
You know, just to get myself out there. Like I knew it was going to bring attention because of the reaction of the other club.
Yeah.
So the first club I did was this club called can't remember it. Cafe Asia. Yeah, my boy Mitch. You know, he's a big time promoter out there. He booked me to paint a girl there, a couple girls, and same effect, you know, except it was just me and out. But instead of me doing it behind the scenes, I asked him if I could do it live in front of everybody, so it'd be like an attraction.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Man.
So that's how I got known.
That's how you know you got skills, yo.
For real.
Yeah.
Because you doing it in front of everybody.
But to tell you the truth, I started getting bored because I got so popping in DC from the body painting, you know, from that one time, I started getting booked left and right. I was doing the same Mesquite style on all the girls. Like I was just doing my color blocking just on all the girls. You know, it still looked cool because it was fresh.
Yeah.
Nobody was thinking about body paint until I came on the scene. But
you got a lot of bodies now, though.
man, like thousands. But then like at that time I was still like doing marketing for Mesquite. I started traveling to Atlanta to do product placement and do like put art in videos and stuff like that. You know, met a director named Gabriel Hart. And you know, I started working with him on like big time artists. My first time with Mesquite, you know, there was a lot of clothing lines like Coogee, LRG, Ed Hardy.
Was Iceberg still popping at that time?
What was popping?
Iceberg?
Iceberg was before that.
Okay.
Yeah, Iceberg was a little bit before that, like a few years before that.
Okay.
And you know, those were our competitors in the stores. You know, Mesquite, you know, it has ups and downs. You know, at one point we started producing the same stuff over and over again. So not only that, the era was changing because these rappers and artists, they were coming out with their own merch. They started coming out with their own merch. So like they weren't really looking for Mesquite like that anymore. They were like, Mesquite wasn't like popping like when it originally was popping. Like in the beginning, everybody needed Mesquite. It was so limited. But then after a while, they flooded. The owners, like the new owners, they just oversaturated the market with it, you know, and it died out. So like, and the new owners, they were so cheap, they didn't put money into marketing like ads, and you know, they didn't do campaigns with artists with like, you know, like you know, like LRG used to take like new, like the freshman people
Yeah, all
on.
the time.
Mhm.
Yo.
Yeah,
I remember LRG, yep.
And do
It was in
and
the
do.
Source magazine.
Yeah,
everything.
the Complex, Double XL. They were
So
every
was
type.
giving up clothes.
Yeah, but I mean, LRG was given. I remember. Okay, so I had a relationship with B.O.B. his managers, and I remember I was like, I met him at this thing called the Ozone Awards. That's really how I met a lot of people through my boy T.J. Chapman. That's one of B.O.B.'s managers, man. Big shout out to him because he put me on with a lot of stuff. I got built a relationship with him, and he, of course, I was doing stuff for B.O.B. I did a shirt for B.O.B. for the Ozone Awards. You know, Ozone Awards used to air on MTV, and he wore a shirt that
I know that sound familiar.
yeah. Ozone magazine, like I made a shirt for B.O.B. that had a planet on it with an alien on top, like with sunglasses. It was him, because he's out of this world. That was his whole vibe. And I went back to Mesquite. I was telling them, man, there's a new artist named B.O.B. Man, we need to make some stuff for him. And they were like, okay, give him a shirt. I'm like, give him a shirt. LRG is flying him to LA and giving him boxes and boxes of shirt. They gave him a spread in all these magazines. They did a campaign with him. You think one shirt, like, that's disrespectful.
They didn't care.
Yeah, so that's kind of how, like, they kind of, like, I had to bite the bullet a lot of times for Mesquite, but that's why they ended up, you know, like, their downfall, because they didn't put money in the market. You got to spend money to make money. So at that time, I started getting a little bit more creative with the body painting. I started doing concept shoots, like got a photographer, and I started doing creative shoots with body paint. Instead of just doing color blocking, I was doing different design. Like I would design like the backdrop of the set and blend girls in, like camouflage girl into the background. I started doing way more creative stuff. And at the time, Facebook was popping. There wasn't no Instagram. It was Twitter, but Facebook was popping. And on Facebook, how I've got a lot of followers or a lot of friends on Facebook, what I would do is I'll post a picture and I'll tag 50 people in the picture. When I did that, I'd get like 500 friend requests like in 10 minutes. That's how I built up my Facebook following.
Off of tags.
Off of tags. I learned that formula. So then, you know, of course, Mesquite was dying out, and I had to eventually, I told myself I wanted to move to Atlanta to be in the industry, you know, kind of like do my own thing. So I did that, you know. Mesquite laid me off. I was like the last artist to work for Mesquite too, like the second company. And I moved to Atlanta. And I told myself I was going to create myself to be a celebrity body painter.
And you did it.
And you did it.
Yeah.
That's true. I remember me and you, how we met, we was playing basketball.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I cut hair, so I just moved to Bankhead at that time. Yeah, Bankhead, yep. And, you know, I saw an Asian guy, Ed, and he was playing basketball actually nice. He's good in basketball, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did I make you fall or something?
Yes. Nah, that's definitely didn't happen. He got a couple moves that he do. That's it.
Nah,
So he broke your knees like a couple times.
We played on a good shot.
We played on the same. We was usually on the same. Yeah, we were never really against each other.
So, you know, I introduced
good
myself.
for him. That's good for him though.
I mean, beg to differ on that part. But so like I said, so I was telling him that I'm a barber and I like to cut his hair because, you know, I like to cut a lot of ethnicity, you know, people, all genres. It don't matter what type. So I introduced myself, and then, you know, he was telling about he was a body painter, and he was showing me the works, and I was like, damn, that's dope. And he's in the industry as well, so, you know, me and him collaborated off of that. And, you know, I was doing some side gigs with him at little music videos. You know, he's the one who actually put me on and let me see that other lives, you know, besides, you know, the barbershop, and it showed me the industry, how it is, and, you know, what he was doing body paint for the industry as well. Like music videos, I'm seeing girls using the, you did the 50 Cent, the first video we did, it was Mansion Online. I think they called it
Shorty Low.
We did Shorty Low and 50 Cent and Tony Yayo.
Tony Yayo.
You know, and he had
Haters.
Yeah,
It's called Haters.
Haters, yes. And he was at the bathroom and he was doing body paint to some of the girls, and this one girl was like, yeah, you can do a body paint, and she took everything off, like the whole top. And I was like, that was the first time I ever seen it.
You weren't used to that shit, right?
Hell no. She was like, oh, you don't need no pasties or nothing like that. And I was like, Oh shit.
That was still
How do you get comfortable with that, yo?
Yeah, that's another
'Cause
thing.
a lot of niggas ain't comfortable with shit like that.
Mhm.
Well, when it comes to a human canvas, it's just like a regular canvas to me.
Okay.
What I get excited about is a new canvas, just a new body type. At first, it was challenging because of it being 3D. You know, a girl is not flat like a canvas.
Yeah.
And different breast sizes. I get intimidated when I get a girl that has the boobs ain't that perky. That would be the challenge. If a girl's, you know, her boobs, if her titties sag a little bit, it just, you know, or stretch marks. I had to play that off. That was a real challenge. When I get in body paint mode, you know, all the other stuff, the extra stuff, kind of like goes out the window. You know, I don't be think. I'm focused on my craft. You know.
Yeah. Tell us about Panda, yo, because I seen that shit. That shit was viral.
You got a lot of stuff that
I know you got a lot of shit, but yo,
what's the most?
Panda was probably one of the most viral. I mean,
yeah, you seen that shit, Jenna? The panda with the booty on it, with the girl with the panda, and she's twerking.
The girl with the panda?
Huh?
Yeah.
The girl with the what? With the panda?
Yeah.
Panda in the butt.
Panda on the butt.
And she's twerking.
So yeah.
yeah. So,
Oh, yeah. I have
That's him.
seen it
That's he
before.
did that.
You did that?
Yeah.
So
Yo.
I was like,
Go ahead. Talk.
So with Panda, she reached out to me on Instagram. I might have been already talking to her, like through DMs, but she, you know, she had a birthday party, and she wanted me to paint her for her birthday with a panda concept. And
Okay, so it was her birthday.
it was her birthday, so
okay.
so I was like, okay. She flew me out to New York. She took care of me well. I mean,
Yeah.
she basically put, you know, she basically took care of everything.
No, he got flued out.
Yeah, she flew me out.
He gets flued out.
But it was a professional. It was very professional, you know, like very professional. You know, I met her, you know, at her dude at the time. But basically, she wanted me to paint her at Starlet's for her birthday.
What is Starlet's?
It was a strip club. It was a strip club in New York.
New York.
And,
Okay.
I went there and you know, had to come up with a concept. So, you know, came up with the artists that, you know, undersell themselves, because I have a certain price, and if I have, say I charge $500,
Okay.
that's the you know, that's the standard, my standard.
Yeah.
But then you have another person that comes along and copies me, like anybody copies anybody, you know, they're inspired or whatever you want to call it. Oh, I can do it too. And, you know, I created a lane for other people to make money, which is cool. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
And they copying my whole flow, but then they're so thirsty for work or they're thirsty for opportunity, they'll either do it for free or tell them like, I'll do 4 girls for $50. And I'm like, that messes up the whole system.
Wow.
Because then other people are gonna be like, well, we just want to pay $50. We don't want to pay. And there's
But they're
people
not going to get your talent.
No, they're not.
They're not going to get that stamp.
But there's some.
You know?
He like real creative, yo.
Yeah.
But there's people that know my value, and there's people that don't care about the value. They just care about, you know, like, for instance, to give you an example, like, some people don't care about my body paint. They didn't care about my paint at all, body paint at all. I'll be on live and I'll be painting a girl, and they'll be like, get out the way, we don't care about the paint, we just care about the girl. So I could literally put 2 dots on a girl and say, call it body paint, and they'll be like, body paint. You know, it's just the whole, it's your perspective, you know, perception, and it's crazy, you know.
A lot of people don't care about the true art.
Nah, they don't know. But there's a lot of people that do. In the industry, people will tell you, like for instance, 2 Chainz, for instance, that's one of my partners. I was on the phone with him one day because he had a concert in DC, and I was in DC, and I told him I wanted to roll with him. And we started talking about body paint. He was like, and I never thought about body paint until you came, man. I didn't even know what it was, you know, which is crazy because it's happening with a lot of people, you know, in the industry. They never thought about body paint until I came. I mean, I'm not the first person to do body paint, but I actually put it on the map, like put it back on the map, like in the hip hop, in the music video world, in the reality TV world.
No, you definitely did. You had a trend on it.
Yeah.
For it was running hard in the early 2000s, like.
Well, late
mid. Let's say mid.
I say 2000 and
8,
Nah,
10?
I didn't move here until 2011 or 10. So I was popping, really popping, probably like around 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. So, we normally do this every week. I messed up last week, got in an accident. What was your worst experience getting a haircut, going to a barbershop?
And you allowed to say his name, okay?
No, you don't. I don't think I ever messed him up. So,
I'm gonna tell you one thing about Stephon. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but let me tell you this. I've been to Stephon like I don't know how many times, but I remember going to him and him giving me a different type of haircut every time. Like it wouldn't be a consistent haircut. It'd be like something different every time. I'm like, bro, I want the same as like last time, or I wanted it this way, and he'd do his own thing, but it would still look good. It's just like he just don't follow directions. I'm like,
That sound familiar, anybody?
Yeah, all the time.
that was back then.
no, I don't even. I jot out the memories of bad barbers though. I don't have any bad experiences with Stephon though, but he's too expensive for me.
He chose a grip.
Yeah, you're like, you got to book me through the app. You're like, if you ain't book me through the app, don't even come over here. Like, you got booed. I was like, yo, I need to come get a haircut. He's like, yo, this is app I'm gonna send to you. It's app.
You gotta yes, exactly. You gotta understand because
Nigga, I took you to get your barber's license. App.
you gotta understand. I get clients that will book appointments, and then let's say you say, "Oh, I want to come at 5 o'clock," and I say, "Okay, it's just what you said, word of mouth." You know, me and you talking. By 5 o'clock hits, really about 3 o'clock, somebody trying to book that 5 o'clock. And then I've got to cancel them, and then they argue with me like, "Yo, what's up? You got a 5 o'clock available?" I'm like, "I'm actually not," but it shows it right there. So instead of me keep on battling the clients and keep on going through that,
No, you smart, man. You on your business. You on your grown man. That's smart, bro. You a boss now. It ain't like
Exactly.
You ain't nickel and diamond. You leveled up on you know.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I can't be mad at you on your price because your price is your price. It's like my clothes. My clothes used to be
about to say that.
$10 a t-shirt. See, my shirts is like $100 now. You know what I'm saying? So you got $100 t-shirt on right now, and it's going up. It's not even. That's the low end right now.
How did you come up with that concept right there? That shit is so fucking high.
Well, you know, Bart is one of my favorite characters, and I don't know how. One day I would just put him on a shirt upside down, but Bart is my personality. I compare to Bart a lot on the show.
I could believe that.
You know,
I definitely can.
Yeah.
I've been around this guy.
I'm a clown. I play a lot. I have a sense of humor. You know what I'm saying? But with the design that's on that design is called Bart is Art. That particular Bart is Art design is called a Bart is Art butterfly. That particular design that's in inside the Bart's head is my butterfly design. It's a butterfly print.
Where can you get those shirts at though?
You can get them edtheartistgallery. That's my website, and you can get them in Superior Shop in Cumberland Mall. And my bro, my bro in DC, my boy Tommy Guns, he owns a chain of store called Core. All these stores are high-end urban boutiques. They're not no rinky-dink joints, you know, in the underground. These stores sell like Balmain and Maurice and Margiela. They sell high-end stuff. Shout out to them for even, you know, putting my stuff in their stores, because you can't just walk into a store and be like, "Can I put my stuff in your store?" You know, so they sell fast too. Sell out.
Okay. So you actually currently not into body paint no more. You actually gave that up now.
Yep.
That's not your genre anymore. It happened, now it's gone.
Yep.
What you doing, canvas?
So
I'm just an all-around artist.
Yeah, I seen this guy paint a car, yo.
Yeah, that car was dope.
That shit was hard.
How many cars did you do so far?
And what can't you paint?
Yeah.
I can't paint girls. Or bodies. I'm not doing bodies anymore. It's not I can't. I won't. But I painted about 10 cars, 10, 15 cars. What I will not paint? before, even when I was body painting, I tried not to paint men. I wasn't really painting men.
Hold on, question. You have men trying to ask you, yo, bro, I need some body paint?
Well, I mean, you know, it wouldn't be necessarily a man booking me. But you see
on
on
the
my,
waist now. That's a
no, that's no go. That's no go. I can step on and do that part.
Yeah, it's a little too far, brother.
You know, you know, like I was professional. You know, like it wasn't like I had one incident though. I was in a Waffle House and this gay guy like he was trying to book me for body paint. I told him what I did because he was like, "What do you do for a living?" He just had a conversation with me at the register, and I told him what I did, and he was like, "I want you to paint me. How much you charge?" And I basically told him professional. You know, I charge $500 for a look, and he was like, "I want you to paint me." You know, blah blah blah. And I was like,
What he said he was going to be?
"No, I don't remember." But all I know is he said he wanted me to paint him naked, and I was like,
Oh.
I said I'm professional. He's like, "Oh, but you ain't never paint me before." So he started trying to flirt with me.
That was a flirt.
Pickup line. Now I know how girls feel when guys be like all harassing girls now, like on trying to rap to them. But I just tried to I walked away, and he was like, "Where you going? I'm talking business to you." I was like, "Nah, you ain't talking no business to me, man." Like, and I remember I'm not like this anymore, but I damn sure wasn't gonna end up on World Star getting beat up by two gay guys. So I had my pistol in my pocket and I was ready to pistol whip them if they tried to jump me or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, he ain't going that way. He ain't World Star mine.
Nah, it wasn't going that way.
You ever had some bad experience doing body paint? Like just in general, like, you know, doing body paint, somebody tried you, or like the girl was
Give a fuck to
she was trying to say she gonna pay you here, and then 2 minutes later she don't got the right money, so she trying to.
Because you don't do your work for free, right?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
I don't do it for free. I mean, it was more of a promoter that didn't give me all my money. It was never really a model. Models usually pay.
Okay.
You know, like, cause I require deposits.
Okay.
There's a couple people that I had relationships with, like like promoters, and like they give me a deposit, and they won't give me the back end. You know, and it's like you burn a bridge. You know, like, but it happens, and you know, you live and learn. You know. I mean, you get the deposit and they don't pay you the rest. Like, what can you really do taking a small claims court? But I have a funny experience with body paint. I remember painting these 5 girls in DC in a club for this event, and it was kind of funny and weird situation. So basically, I had to finish painting these girls before I brought them out in the club. We couldn't leave the bathroom for some reason. I forgot why, but it was a 1-stall bathroom, but it was kind of big. I mean. I was painting all 5 girls, and I remember the other bathrooms didn't work. So
only 1 stall worked.
1 stall worked, and the girls couldn't come out naked, and one of the girls had to use the bathroom. Number two. So she basically took a dump in front of all of us. And I didn't know.
Hold on. How many people you had so far? You did.
I was painting all of them at the same time.
Oh, okay.
And she didn't give a fuck. She had to go.
She had to go. I mean, I know how I can relate, because I know how it feels when you gotta take a smash and but she did in front of us, and I didn't know that girls' poop stunk worse than ours. No offense.
Roses really smell like ooh poo poo. So
they be like, why she smell like roses?
It really depends on what you ate that day.
That's what I'm saying.
She must have ate some. I don't know what she ate. She must have ate some. But
You probably ate some Indian food.
Man, it smelled like it smelled like some
burritos.
But yeah, that was a funny, weird experience, trifling experience. But you know, I bumped into her a year later at the mall. She's a really pretty girl. She came up to me and was like, "Hey," I was like, "Hey." She was like, "Oh, you don't remember me?" I wouldn't have. She told me. I was the one that had these. I was like, I wouldn't have told me that.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Shitty boo-boo.
Oh man.
Why would she say that? That's not a good introduction.
So the last painting you did was my boy Michael Blackson. What was that?
One of the
You did a
last-
little Versace.
That was in the last one though.
What? I mean, one of the last posts.
Yeah, one of the last
One of the
posts.
last posts is other than him doing the Martin Luther King and Malcolm X as well, right?
Yeah.
For Black History.
I've been
Oh,
did
the Black
those.
History
Oh, you been did
I've been did
those?
those, but I just you know,
Oh, you just reposted it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never posted it, so
Oh, okay. Well, those pictures is dope, man.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the ones with the words on it, yo.
Yeah,
That shit was
exactly.
hot as hell,
Appreciate
yo.
it. Thank you,
You
thank you.
know, that Versace one with Michael Blackson. You did a couple Michael Blackson.
I seen like you did one
plates,
with,
right?
with Gucci Man too.
Yeah, I did. I work with Gucci a lot. But Michael Blackson, I've known Mike since Philly, Mesquite days.
Oh,
yeah.
so y'all got a stronger history.
Yeah, I've known Mike about almost 15 years. When he first, I mean, not when he first, well, actually, yeah, when he just did Friday, Repo Man, I guess, or he was, yeah, I mean, he was known, but he, you know, now he's like on a whole nother level, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He was always solid, like always humble, man. I never,
Yeah.
you know, like one of the coolest dudes in the industry, man. Like
He
really
love
humble.
Versace, yo.
Yeah,
Love
he
Versace.
does.
Everything in his bedroom is Versace. That's why I had that idea. I gave him that idea.
Oh, you give him the
Okay.
idea.
Yeah. Because a lot of times when I go to LA, I'll stay at his crib. But I did a.
Oh, so it's in LA, not Miami.
No, it's
No, that's
he
LA.
got a crib in Hollywood. But I did a column in his house too. That was the first thing I did in his crib. A
Oh,
column.
that little round, that round
Yeah, the
thing,
circle
right?
thing.
Yeah,
Put
I seen that.
everybody in the video. Yeah.
It was colorful.
Did that. I did his wall by the front door, and I did the Versace. And I got to go back and do something else. Probably a portrait of him.
How you come up with those concepts?
Well, that pattern on the column is one of my styles. That's one of my styles of art. My identified styles of art that I do. So
Then you freestyle.
freestyle it up.
Okay. So, my thing is, nowadays, especially today, you know, you hearing about what's going on. They talking about quarantining the whole state of Atlanta.
How you feel about
The whole
coronavirus?
nation.
Really, the whole nation. Yeah,
The whole
exactly.
nation.
How you feel about that? Like,
That's stopping a lot of work right
you
now
know,
too.
for real.
It's-
you can't
it's-
travel.
It's overwhelming, but at the same time, okay, so it's overwhelming to me because of all the stories, because I was traumatized because I had strep throat like a few years ago, and I was really sick from it. Like I got really sick and almost I felt like I was gonna die. I was in the hospital for like a week and a half. Nah, you good. You good. So they say it's almost like the same symptoms with the coronavirus, and I don't want to go through what I went through again. But I'm not too worried about it because, you know, at the end of the day, I have faith, and I believe in God, and I follow God. So I'm not worried. I put it in God's hands, you know, which everybody else should do. To be honest, like this should give everybody a big opportunity to build their faith up and put their trust in God. You know?
So you're a big religion. You go to church often?
I go to church every Sunday now.
Oh, for real?
Yep,
Every Sunday.
every Sunday. I don't miss church.
That's dope. What church you attend?
It's called North Point Community Church.
North Point Community
Yep.
Church.
Yep, Pastor Andy Stanley.
That's dope.
Yep.
So no more club for you.
I rarely go to clubs. I don't go to strip clubs anymore, for
No
sure. No, done with that. I go to clubs if I have a reason to go for maybe somebody's birthday or I'm delivering a shirt or something. But you'll rarely see me in the club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you gave that lifestyle up. So you currently dating anybody or no?
Man, I'm single as a dollar.
It's hard to paint all these naked women to be in a relationship, right? No?
Well, I don't do it anymore.
Yeah,
But
you don't do it.
I don't do it anymore. But well, when I was painting girls, it was hard to keep a girlfriend because they were insecure. You know.
Because you always around naked bodies.
Yeah. So, and there was also girls I dated that I painted. That wasn't always the best idea because of girls being opportunists and stuff. You know, like.
Yeah. Okay. My thing is, you ever got hard body painting? Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm saying you're doing naked pictures. You're doing naked women. I want to know if you get, bro. I know if I was doing body paint.
You gotta be professional, man.
I mean, in the beginning.
He's a professional.
At the beginning, I know I probably.
All right. I might have to plead the fifth on that, but I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've been excited more times than others before with certain models. Like if it was like, you know, like, I mean, I love women. I mean, women are beautiful to me. You know.
You ever get nervous like a real beautiful hot woman?
Nah, I never really got nervous. Nah.
Because you focus.
I would get nervous. When I would get nervous only if I would be at a video shoot and I had to finish up a design by a certain time. Like it was a deadline. Like it was like I was on a time, you know, and I had to do an intricate design or something. That'd be the only time. Other than
Okay. So
what's next for you? What's what's your future plans?
well,
the canvas painting.
I limited myself to body paint for years, you know, and I limited myself to body paint, and when I'm an all-around artist, I paint everything, you know. Clothing is my thing. That's one of the main things I want to do is the clothing line. Of course, I'm developing that right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing all customs right now, but eventually I have a blueprint of what I really want to do in the works. And just be an artist, just be an all-around artist like a Warhol, a Basquiat, or Keith Haring, you know, any just incredible artists, you know, that you know, and I mean, you know, I really want to inspire people to, I mean, since I love God and God is love, I want to inspire everybody to love God and love everybody. Everything is love, you know. That's like, I mean, to glorify God is the main thing. You know, through my art, He gave me the gift. So, you know, that's the main thing. Just be a better person and a loving person, and showing the love of God in me.
Okay. So my thing, you ever thought about putting some of your artwork into a museum?
Absolutely. I went to Hot Museum of Art the other day.
Okay.
And I checked out. I actually took a picture in front of a real Basquiat painting. $1 million painting.
Yeah, that's a good artist.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. What about having any stores? Like, you know, that's another thing you're working on, having like any clothing stores. You know, instead of, you know, having all your other shirts going to different locations and your friends' place stores.
Honestly,
getting your own shop.
To be honest with you, right now I'm not at that level, nowhere near that level right now to do that.
Thinking about.
No, I mean, to be honest with you, like that era is probably that era is probably almost over. To be honest with you, it's all about
stores.
it's all about e-commerce. You know, blame that on Amazon.
Yeah,
You know, it ain't smart. Like it's way smarter for me to put myself in stores. Like I mean, different stores across, and have different accounts with different retailers across the country. Because I don't gotta pay rent. I don't gotta pay for anything.
Exactly.
They're selling. It sells in itself.
Yeah.
And then my website, all I gotta do is put stuff on the website.
And then buy it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, social media is like our own store.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, website is its own entity. You know, like you don't need a store. Like if I was at Ralph Lauren level, I could do that right now, but I'm not at that level. But maybe eventually one day I do pop-up shops though.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. But I mean, I would love to see my artwork in galleries all over the world though, for sure. And just you know, product line. You know, I want my own brand of like wallpaper, just assembly line of just different like I have a rug in IKEA with my pattern. You know, like my own product line.
Yeah. Speaking of
toys and stuff.
What's toys? What kind of toys you?
Like robots and just figures, like action figures, and like just collectibles, like Cause. There's an artist named Cause, very famous artist named Cause.
Okay.
Do everything.
You do everything. I got a Cause Snoopy on my computer desk.
Yeah. He did. You ever see the Heartbreak 808 Heartbreak Kanye when he had the suit on with the cartoonish stuff around him?
That's he did the album art. Yeah, with the hands pulling away the heart.
Oh yes, yes. That's
called.
okay.
Yeah, he has $1 million paintings too. And he's alive.
He did some Jordan 4s. He do
Yeah.
collabs all the time.
Ooh.
And his Jordan 4s, they tough.
Yeah.
Jordan 4s. You got to look that up. I got to see that one.
He actually has a painting, a Simpsons painting, a collage of a bunch of Simpson characters painting. And that auctioned off for like 13 million or something crazy.
What?
Yeah, some
13 mil?
Yeah.
Yo,
I didn't get back to my drawing.
that's where you going to get.
That's the
We
goal.
speaking of existence
Absolutely,
right now.
for sure.
You know, we got. Just don't forget the little guys.
Never.
Claus Jordan 4s resale $4,000.
Wow.
Oh man. And he did those.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
This is a great pair. He got a black pair too.
I love them type of guys because what they're doing with with today's day. You know, I mean, you got people like Virgil, Off-White. You know,
Mhm.
I look at his stuff too. You know, he's an artist too. He doesn't do the paintings on the walls and stuff, but he's the new generation of fashion right now. Streetwear. You know, he's the head designer of Louis Vuitton. He does installations all over the world. You know, like he has a Jordan 5. Did you see his Jordan 5s?
Which one?
No.
The Off-White 5.
Oh yeah, I keep up with all that shit. Them shit's tough.
Yeah, those are one of my favorite ones. Jordans, period, man.
Wait. I mean, I think everybody loves.
How much?
Jordans.
Look how much those. Look up how much those are right now. They're probably around 1,500 to 2,000.
Whew.
Resale.
Man, sneakers is.
Well, no, they just the new ones, the black ones
It's a
just
new
came out, so you can get them on GOAT right now for $230.
No way, those are fake. Those are no way.
On GOAT or StockX,
No.
the black ones that just came out. You talking about the first ones?
The gray ones. The gray ones.
Go and StockX.
That's not the real price. Yeah. That 230 is like kids or something. Click on it. I guarantee you it's not 230.
I don't have my own pair of my so I can't afford that shit. So why would I break my back to buy something that I can't afford?
I mean-
Just to be broke and look good? Nah, I'm good with some Adidas or some shit.
I got Adidas on. I got my own custom Adidas
I
on.
don't need no red bottoms. I make it, I gotta fake it till
Stop
I make it.
lying. You know you gonna have.
Oh,
some
yeah,
red
these are
bottoms
infant, my bad.
When I make it,
Yeah,
though,
I
look it up, bro.
right
That's
now,
what-
I just
Those
want it,
ones
so
was
I want
infant.
it.
I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
Just so I can look good out here for who? No.
What you mean for who?
Niggas.
What's that?
For these niggas. What you mean?
Exactly.
Size from,
You
like,
know?
size 5
On
and up.
StockX and men's size 11, the bid is 710.
Yeah, that's cheap.
Yeah, that's cheap.
And you do custom shoes too. Custom shoes
I got
as
some
well.
custom shoes on right now.
Yeah, don't.
Nah, she got
I
smaller.
like them colors.
I
too.
paid $30 for these, and I turned them into $1 million. Look, well, they exclusively one-on-one. Ain't nobody else got
I
them.
have a pair of shoes. I don't know which ones they are. I just know that there's some Nikes. I call them dinosaurs, but they had actually went through a fire, but they didn't burn like to where it like deforms the shoe itself.
What the
But it
fuck?
had like burn marks on it and stuff like it. And I actually repainted the shoes and they look super fucking fire. I don't wear them because I didn't finish one of the shoes, and then the other shoe I need to put a little bit more detail in it to where it would look really clean. It already looks
Who
clean.
did it? You
but
did it?
I did it myself.
Alright, so where the picture at? I think you took a picture.
Right.
Let me see if I can
Oh, yeah, another thing.
But they actually
You know, 'cause
look
you do a
super
lot of,
fucking lit, and I was just like, damn, yo, once I
painting
finish the
on
other
the
shoe,
walls
I'll be
and
wearing
stuff.
these shits out just
I
like
would
nothing.
love. I
Let
would
me look
love
for the picture though.
you to do a FNL fresh new look logo like right here. You know what you think? How that look right there? Cause
Yeah,
know?
no, I mean that's a good spot for it. Yeah, either whether you do a canvas
You
or
can
right
take
on the
this
wall.
shit down too, dude.
Yeah, you gotta take that down and put the Niners up there.
no,
Yeah,
that's
why you
a
say it
beautiful.
like that though?
It actually almost matches. You know, it's almost matches. It's a beautiful. It's a beautiful.
Nah, and he put that shit
Cover.
right here too.
Yeah, you know, I gotta, cause I gotta put somebody on a winning team. You know, he's on the Jets. You know, they never saw a Super Bowl in.
I'm a Niners
His
fan.
whole life.
That's all that. All y'all like whatever. Me, I'm Niners, and we got robbed out the Super Bowl.
How you get robbed?
Because the calls was bad, terrible. The calls was terrible.
You had the lead.
Exactly, and then they made terrible calls on their behalf.
Hold
Oh,
on.
you talking about the coaches?
No,
The coaches made bad calls.
No.
Not the referees.
The refs did a couple bad calls that cost us the game.
I was rooting for
Yeah, because you didn't want Kansas City. I don't know why. Why you didn't want Kansas City to
I
win?
wanted the underdogs to win.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you. But I feel like Garoppolo caused the game. Like he had key throws that he could have made that could have won and went to another.
He needed more.
You know?
He needed more.
More what? What he needed? He had elite defense. He had everything.
He's not the best quarterback though. He's not a great quarterback.
At the end of the day, you went to the Super Bowl. Okay, you gotta.
He went to
finish.
Super Bowl because of his defense.
Hold on.
And
What was the
the
first?
running
Hold on.
backs.
Who they played this before they got to the Super Bowl? What was the team? Was it Seattle or the Green Bay? It was Green Bay. They spanked Green Bay. Garoppolo had a great game. So what are you talking about? And Green Bay actually had a better defense than Kansas City. So
Well, Kansas City's defense showed up in the Super Bowl.
no, that means Garoppolo didn't really show up in the Super Bowl.
Like I said,
You
he's
know?
not that good.
You know, but Ed, I want to appreciate you coming through, you know, and coming and supporting my new show, new episode of Fresh New Look, you know, and we got him saying that he was going to do an FNL for us, you know.
Oh, he tried to
It's
put me on the
okay.
spot, so.
He's my brother. He's my brother, man. I appreciate it.
I got you something too, man. I got
Okay.
you something exclusive, man.
Yeah. Ooh.
I got you a little. I did you a dad hat, man. Which of course, your name on
What does
I
it
love
what
it.
it say,
Oh, it
Frank?
says fresh. Oh, this is dope, yo.
That shit dope.
Hold on. I gotta
You
put it on.
better take care of that, bro.
Fresh.
Nah,
Oh,
do
yeah.
look good. That shit
Look,
looks
look,
good.
Yeah, look
Still ugly as
Look
fuck.
what it says underneath the brim, though.
Look what it said. It say something underneath your breath.
Yeah, what's that underneath the brim?
God is love.
You gotta remember that.
Yes.
That is
That's definitely dope, man. Tell us where they can reach you once again.
My Instagram is edtheartistgallery. Edtheartistgallery, right? I be forgetting sometimes.
Yes, it's Ed the Artist.
I'm getting
It
old.
is.
edtheartist.com for the website. That's all you really need to know.
Yeah, check out his Instagram. His Instagram is dope.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm not super duper active on there right now, but I'll get back to it. I promise y'all, man. Apologize for that, but yeah, just remember that God is love. Put Him first, and
Hope things
trust in
come
Him.
after that.
Yes.
Thanks once again, and tune in for the next episode of FNL Fresh New Look. Thank you.